Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for tuning in to the stream today. Hopefully everything is coming through nice and clear and the stream is working well on my camera, so there we go. Hey 3D Experiments, welcome. CoreXY, welcome. Hey Tarnagy. How's everyone doing today? Hey, welcome. This should be a pretty relaxing stream. I've done my work for the week. We're not doing any building today. It'll be probably a quicker stream. The audio might be a little bit off on today's. I think you were hearing the fan, Tarnagy. I think this is going to be loud, unfortunately. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. I only had one fan for this printer, and it was a 12-volt fan. So I can't control the fan speed. So it's going to run at 100% fan speed. So the audio might be terrible in this stream. You might hear a lot of fan, unfortunately. We'll see how it goes. We'll try it out, and then we'll go from there. But hopefully it's not too bad. Hey, Adrian, welcome. Hey, Smokey. Hey, Matt, welcome. Hey, Canrog, thanks for coming. Welcome everybody to the stream. You'll notice something a bit different with RC150. I spent about 2 days straight making a tool head for this printer, a brand new tool head, which has a 5015 cooling fan. So this has dedicated tool head cooling and there's no lost in build area. So I knew I always had to do this for this printer because if you're printing ABS on this, you're not going to want to have auxiliary fans running. Another reason why I had to do this is because to fit an auxiliary fan inside here, you have to do blind joints on the frame. If anyone can see here, this little corner bracket here is how the bed frame assembles. That is in the way of the auxiliary fan. And there's pretty much no way to do that. So an auxiliary fan will still fit, but you have to use blind joints for the bed frame. So yeah, it's not ideal, but you know, you would never print ABS with an auxiliary fan. You would have splitting layers, bed adhesion issues, all that kind of stuff. So I always knew this would had to have a tool head cooling for ABS. So I think today I'm going to, one of my power supply screws just fell out. That's not great. I think today I'm going to get all the parts oriented for all of you in their printing positions and zip everything up and put a final printed parts package on Discord for all of you. What you see here is what will be on Discord. So you guys can start printing this tool head, printing all the files, building this printer, all that kind of stuff. I do recommend, if you can, don't use corner brackets. The bed will hit the corner brackets on the bottom. It's not a big deal, but just something to know that for you guys. We have 5015 cooling on the printer. Hey Nuno, welcome. So yeah, I added bamboo inspired tool head cooling. So it has a dedicated 5015 on the tool head so that you can print ABS properly. Yeah, and I mean, you know, if you're just going to print PLA on this printer, you can use the old tool head for sure. If you're just going to print PLA and you want to run the 120 millimeters fans, great, you can do that. But you're going to have to do blind joints for the bed extrusion. I think you were here last time. The frame is 50 millimeters larger. I think you were here when I had mentioned that, but maybe not. Yeah, the frame is 50 millimeters larger. I'm actually going to go get my original Panda Mini so you guys can see the difference. So I do have the original still, so you guys can see the difference. I'm gonna move the camera for you guys. So it's not massive. It's not a massive size change, but it's definitely bigger. But it's a true 150 by 150 now. It's absolutely the full build area. Yep, you need to use blue painter's tape for the serial. I don't have a thermistor for the bed. I have a heater, no thermistor, and no PEI. PEI is expensive for this build plate, as far as I can find anyways. 50 millimeters larger in every direction. So these are 250, and the verticals are 300, I think. I don't even remember. I've been working on this for so long. I don't even remember my CAD. Come on, where is my frame here? Yeah, 350. 250 and 350. So verticals are 350, these are 250. Standard sizes. Yeah, my heater pad, my silicone heater pad doesn't have a thermistor. It's actually under this, it's under the original Panda somewhere. You can see it here. There's no thermistor on this, so that's the heater I got. No thermistor attached. So I got to order a glass bead thermistor to get the heater working, and I need PEI or Biltac or something. I don't know yet. Yeah, so 350 for vertical. So yeah, 150 by 150 by 150 build area. And like I say, I highly, highly recommend, if you're going to build like the new RC150 version, get yourself an M5 tap for a drill, some cutting oil, and just use blind joints. You'll have a much better, cleaner experience, and it'll be cheaper. But if you already have corner brackets, go ahead. Just note, you will hit the corner brackets. The bed will hit the corner brackets. Yeah, I mean, for a bed, I don't care too much about accuracy, so I'm just going to buy a generic 3950 thermistor off Amazon. I'm going to Kapton tape it to the bottom of this and done. It's just a PEI spring steel magnetic sheet I don't have, so I gotta order that, but right now I'm just not trying to spend anything. This printer has a heated bed, but it's using a glass build plate with just Biltac on it. And this printer is dusty because I haven't used it in forever. But we'll do a little bit of printing hopefully, and I will also, yeah, I'll put a bill of materials together for you guys for this printer. Yeah, you could just omit the bottom ones if you wanted to as well. That's another option too. So But yeah, just an M5 tap and M5 by 12 bolts. It's really simple. Um, there's jigs online. Basically, you just drill 10 millimeters down from the top, drill a hole, and put your bolt in. It's really, really easy. So yeah, I'm really recommending that people just do blind joints for it. But yeah, and I can put together. I bought one off Amazon. It was really cheap. I highly recommend you get one that goes in a drill, and then just put it in a drill. Go nice and slow. Make sure you have cutting oil. Absolutely make sure you have lubrication when you're doing it. It's really easy to tap extrusions. I tapped some cheapo Amazon extrusions, no problems whatsoever, and the tap was like less than $10. So. Yeah, you should be able to find. It's a very common tool. Um, but yeah, you're gonna save yourself so much hardware, and the frame will go together. Like the blind joints cinch the frame in. These corner plates, you can definitely accidentally make it with gaps, right? If you don't assemble the frame correctly with these corner joints. So blind joints will snug everything in close, and you'll have a much squarer frame in the end. So I will, we can get a print going. I don't know what it's going to sound like because I'm running an overvolted fan and it's loud. And I cannot adjust the fan speed. So we'll see here how it goes. So let's do a Rolocube. I'll get a Rolocube printing here and we'll see how it sounds for you guys. I'm going to turn my mic gain down just a little bit. Let me know how bad it is or whatever. Yeah, WD-40 will work. Super Lube will work. Yeah, just make sure you use that. I don't know the entire cost. The bill of materials is much cheaper because the HGX extruder, the HGX Lite, which is much cheaper than the VZ Hextrudort, and just it works perfectly fine. So like there's $30-40 less already from the extruder there. But the Z has quite a few more idlers and stuff like that. So that's something to note. But this bed too, I don't know. I have some thoughts on maybe making a mod for the Z. It does work really well, but it is very parts heavy. So there's like 2, 4, 6, 8 idlers. There's 2, 4, 6 pulleys in the bottom. And then you need 200 millimeter belts, closed loop belts, and then you need 4 belt loops. It's a very parts heavy Z, but it does fix all the previous issues with the other Z. And I'm using a cartographer probe on it for Z. There is enough room for clicky probe. So if you want to use clicky probe, you should be fine using clicky. See, I don't know how that's going to sound for you guys running at full speed, but I really wouldn't recommend that many printed idlers. You can print idlers, but you're going to have to tune the Z quite a bit with just the little inconsistencies with the idlers. I really wouldn't recommend it. Idlers usually come in a pack of 10, like 5 or 10 or something like that. It's not a whole bunch of money. You can buy cheap idlers for the Z. But you can print them. You will have to tune your Z though, if you print the idlers. You don't have to drill the hole, you can just tap it. The hole's generally already the right size. You just tap it right there because it's already got a hole. You just got to make sure you use cutting oil, otherwise you will have a bad day. I'm using a Big Tree Tech Pico, but SKR Mini, it will work too. Any board with 4 drivers, you do have to have a split though. It's got to run 2 Z motors. Yeah, this is pretty tame, truthfully, as far as speeds, but we're just running a 50-15, right? And yeah, this is definitely a big improvement over Panda Mini, in my opinion. The gantry is much better. I'm just not a huge fan of, you know, how many, the tensioners sit right here for the Z. They can be a little bit fiddly. It's a fiddly Z to assemble, but it is what it is, truthfully. Yeah, that's really odd. I've never heard of M6. Because your extrusion's like the hole's too big. You can't tap it. The hole in the middle is too big. Technically, this could be a little bit cheaper if you don't buy the auxiliary fans, because they're expensive. You know, that's $30, $40 in fans. You can just buy one 50-15. So the bill of materials definitely could either be the same or be a little bit cheaper depending on what you use. So oh, that's really weird that the hole is so weird, so off. And once you guys, you know, once people start building this printer, I am going to start getting some frame kits put together. So I want to get some frame kits from LDO and maybe Funsur for this printer. So if you want to order a frame online that already has blind joints tapped and everything, I'm hoping to have one on AliExpress for you guys, and also hopefully LDO will carry one of these. But this printer isn't mature enough yet, and I want to make sure that, you know, all the sizes are good, everything's working well. You guys give me feedback, and then I can start pursuing more stuff. Cappy's pretty much done. I do want to do a video on it this week, just a more detailed video for YouTube. But there's going to be no MK1 on Cappy. Cappy is complete, it's done. The only thing I want to change with Cappy is I want to change the specification for the main board. Monster 8's too big for Cappy, and you can use other main boards like the Mellow board, which I have. So this board will work with Cappy. It's really cheap too. So this is a Mellow DP5. These are $35 Canadian with drivers. It's crazy cheap. And look how small that is. This is a good board for Cappy. It has 5 independent drivers. And it's got RGB steppers and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, Cappy, I'm happy with Cappy. It doesn't really need much else. Yes. So how the Z works, you still have to manually adjust the belts so that the bed is straight. If you don't get the bed perfectly straight, you're going to need those springs to help fine tune it. The motors aren't independent on this in any way, so you still want to have the springs to fine tune the bed. However, you definitely could do a triple Z, a lead screw, triple Z on this printer. It's big enough now, like the frame is big enough. You can easily put some Z in the corner and a T frame, and then a 2020 in the back will fit here. So I'm assuming someone will do some mods like that. But the motors are not independent for this. I would definitely recommend bed screws. I saw the others having issues with M6 extrusion models. Weird. That's weird. There must be some sort of 2020 spec that comes out for M6 hole in the middle. This is different than RC250. I will though modify this for RC250. So Pavlo, if you want this tool head, on RC250, I am going to bring it over to RC250. So I will bring the tool head over. Yeah, you might be able to. I'm undecided on the frame right now. On the Mini Delta, I don't know if it's going to be 2020 yet or it's going to be rods. Motor mounts are M3 bolts and then of course M5 idlers. So these are M3 standoffs, metal standoffs. Don't get threaded standoffs. Oh nice, you converted a Flying Bear. Those are really expensive in Canada, so I've never used one, but I know which printer you're talking about. You'd only have Z-tilt though in one direction. That won't make a flat bed. You need 3 points to make a flat plane. So even if you had two motors independently, yeah, you can tram it side to side, but you can't tram it back and forth. You still need the screws. Or do a triple Z mod for the printer. Then you could use the clicky or cartographer probe, and then you don't need springs at all. So a triple lead screw on this printer will get rid of a lot of parts. So if someone makes a mod for that, you will get rid of a lot of parts. Hey Joe. I don't even know. I think it's M3 by 30 and M3 by 35, I think, for the motor bolts. I will work on a bill of materials for you today, and I'll put that on Discord. Yeah, like I say, it would take maybe not even 2 hours in CAD. It would be very, very simple. This 2020 in the back, you only need to move it up 8 millimeters, and a 250 millimeter extrusion will fit in the back, so you can run a V-wheel in the back, 2 V-wheels on the front, 3 lead screws, and that's it. You can easily make the printed parts in the corner like the Trident. Honestly, it would take an hour in CAD to do a triple lead screw Z, so I'm hoping someone will do a mod for that. I definitely haven't used 2240s at all. Yeah, I don't think there's any supports required on this whole printer, if I remember. I don't think there's a single STL on here that requires supports. So this is a huge upgrade to Panda Mini, like I say. It's easier to build. The Z is completely fixed. There's no leaning or anything like that. But yeah. The X rail did not change. It's the same size X rail, but the rods, of course, are 50 millimeters larger. But the X rail is the same size. So, different frame, different rods. You'll need some extrusions for the bed frame as well, of course. Those are different size. But I did keep the X rail the same, luckily. As far as I know, yeah, the DP5 supports centerless. Yep. I can see it has jumpers for the diag pins right on there. And if you went with a triple Z, you can much easier fit in 120 miller fans here, right? In this instance, the fan has to fit inside the bed frame. So your fan is on the inside and then the bed is moving around it. So if you did a triple Z with just a T frame for the bed, you have tons of room for the fans. Okay, nice. Yeah, post some. You can post some stuff, Jay, in the Discord on the user builds channel. I'm sure there'd be some people interested in your project. That's a cool project for sure. I think that printer's like $800 for me in Canada. It's not worth it. Yeah, and like I say, this main board is 35 bucks Canadian, which is crazy. I think this is the cheapest board you can buy, period. So I'm excited to try this out. I would like to put this on Cappy because it's so much more compact and it'll run all the drivers, it'll run all the motors on Cappy. But once I get the files, like the official files out for beta for you guys and the bill of materials for you guys, then you know, I'm going to start tinkering on RC150 a little bit, the Mini Delta a little bit, and maybe I'll have some time here and there for Cappy, but I've got a lot of stuff on the go, a lot of projects working on at the same time. Yeah, if you want to, you can still use the 120 millimeter fans. You just need to tap and drill the bed frame with blind joints. You can't fit these plastic brackets. But yeah, you can run, I have one of them here. So I made a new fan duct. Like I say, you would not run these with ABS because you're gonna have problems, but I made a brand new fan duct that's split in the middle. Very easy to print. This is just because I don't have panels on here, this is just a bracket that will generally go in here, but the fan has to go on the inside of the frame. It's really annoying. So if you're just printing PLA, great. If you're only going to print ABS on this printer, you might not want an auxiliary fan at all. It will be much cheaper too. Yeah, it has RGB on the drivers. You don't need 5 steppers. You can run it with 4, right? The Z motors aren't independent, so you need 5 ports, but not 5 drivers for this. It's just a 4-driver printer. So the SKR Mini has 2 Z ports. The Big Tree Tech Pico has 2 Z ports. So those are both supported. Yeah, I've got the D5 too. I've got a D5, I haven't tried it yet either. Yep, OG Panda Mini hot end will work. And it does support the VZ extruder still as well. So extruder and hot end fully supported from Panda Mini. This also supports Sherpa Mini as well. Yeah, you don't need 2 drivers for Z though. You only need 1 driver for Z. So you only need 4. There you go. Is a good mod. Put CPAP on this printer. Definitely. Yeah, I'm hoping this printer is really popular. If when I do a YouTube video on this, you know, if it's popular and I can get actual full kits made for this, that'd be awesome. Because I'm probably gonna do a comparison between this now and my V0, my Voron V0, comparing the PLA performance, and then I'm going to do an ABS comparison once I get panels put on this guy. For side panels, you will need to use foam tape, otherwise they'll rub on the frame. The frame has to come out to the very end because of the extrusion. I don't want you to cut the extrusion, so this is a full size extrusion in the middle. So you do have to have foam tape around the edges to put the panel on. Printed panels, we can offset for that, but if you're running acrylic panel, you do need the foam tape. Nice. Simple Core MK1 is not my favorite, but I know there's people who build it and like it for sure. Extruder is fully supported, yep. It's either the same price as Panda Mini or it's very, very slightly more expensive. It's not going to be that much more. Like I say, if you don't get the Extruder, which is crazy expensive, you can cut $40 off the bill of materials and get an HGX Lite, right? Or if you have the BMG parts laying around, put a Sherpa Mini on here. That'll save you a lot of money. Panda Mini is no more. There's no more Panda Mini. This new printer, RC150, is it now. I'll leave the printables up for Panda Mini. The printer still works. It's still a functional design, but I'm never going to update it. And the fan's going to calm down here in a moment because we're pretty much done the print. So yeah, my next focus is RC250. I want to update the gantry on RC250 to make the motor mounts a little bit more like this. These are way, way better. But I need to move the belts around for RC250 and stuff. So yeah, there's a nice clean roller cube. I have tuned input shaper and stuff on this printer. And yeah, this will do a benchy in like 20 minutes pretty easily. This is 23-minute benchy. Hopefully you can see this. So that's a 23-minute benchy right there. Like I say, this has input shaper tuned and flow rate and all that tuned on it. So this was 23 minutes. Hey Mitsubishi, welcome. Yeah, you can, these are on Amazon. I think they're cheaper on AliExpress. I can't remember if they are or not. But yeah, you're going to have to do some really interesting stuff to make these work. I did a 10-minute benchy with 2 of these running, but like I say, you wouldn't want to use these for ABS printing. Yeah, you're going to have layer problems and stuff like that. Now, I have absolutely no idea on the RC250. Next week, I'm going to start on RC250. It's been collecting dust in the corner of my basement because I was just going crazy on this printer. No worries, Mitsubishi. Hope you did well on the exam. But yeah, functionally, this printer is pretty much dialed. Joe, I am running Cartographer on this. It works pretty well so far. Um, However, the Cartographer probe wouldn't work with my USB hub for some reason. So just note that. But the Cartographer probe is way better than the BD sensor. It took forever to get it, but the input shaper works great on it, and it seems to be very accurate. So yeah, RC250 is awesome. I'm gonna start getting RC250 to print out 3D sets for me. So we'll be doing some 3D sets builds. I gotta finish my Land Rover that I've had for 2 years, over 2 years. It's almost done. So my RC250 is gonna be a workhorse for PLA 3D sets. The Mini Delta is going to be coming, but after RC250. It's not next. RC250 is next, and then Mini Delta. Yeah, Cartographer is pretty decent. The instructions on soldering the connectors are non-existent, so I had to guess. Luckily, I got them right. Um, but yeah, it seems to work really well. I haven't had any issues, but I haven't tested a whole lot with it yet. But it's a pretty cool sensor so far. So maybe I'm gonna order another one for RC250 because my clicky on RC250 is not crazy accurate for some reason. I think I got a bad mechanical switch. It's not what I would prefer. So I'm either gonna order Beacon for it or another Cartographer probe. Yeah, I mean, RC250, that's what it should be for. Tuck it in a corner, workhorse, and just print. Just print on it all the time. So mine's going to go on my lac table right beside my desk, and it's going to just print PLA and do RC like 3D set stuff because I want to print out quite a few of those models. Um, and I want to finish my Land Rover too, so. Yeah, hopefully Canrog converting that Ender 3 to Ender NG or whatever. That's going to be his content, new content. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything. The Meanwhile power supply is pretty tight. It does fit in here. You got to really be careful with your power wires that they don't rub on the Z belt, but there is room. So yeah, Meanwhile 200 fits back here just fine. And then, yeah, we're going to have a back panel, of course, with a Pico or whatever. Now that I have that laser, that Creality Falcon 2 laser, I'm going to cut some panels for this. So, unfortunately, I have to take this whole printer apart, and I'm going to do blind joints for the whole printer, and then I'm going to put acrylic panels on this, is the idea. Yeah, I think it was 30 bucks. But maybe I could be wrong. It's definitely cheaper than Beacon for sure. I want to just see what it, cuz was it in yeah, it's $35 US, so it was probably like 50 for me, Joe. Um yeah, with input shaping, flat pack is the one I got. So it's $35 USD, so uh yeah, it would have been more expensive for me, but it's still cheaper than Beacon. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'll polish up the CAD for you, Canrog, and I'll send it to you. You can have fun with the panels. I'm taking a break this weekend on CAD, doing this new tool head I definitely want to take a little bit of break because I know Monday I'll be right back in it with RC250. But yeah, this printer is going to look a lot nicer with blind joints and acrylic panels, absolutely. And I have the new laser that I need to test out anyway, so it's a win-win. But unfortunately, got to take the entire printer apart. Yeah, do whatever you want with the panels. You go full ham. I'll let you do whatever you like. Um, so we'll have to have panels for corner plates if people are going to run corner plates, and then panels without, for printed panels, that is. For acrylic ones, I'm just going to go blind joints because I think if you're investing in acrylic panels on this, you're going to be doing blind joints on the frame. And like I say, hopefully LDO and Funser or someone can get a frame kit for this with blind joints already in it. So the new tool head, again, it's for ABS and anyone who doesn't want to run these. These are a little annoying to fit in the printer. So it's a single 50-15. It's inspired by the bamboo. So ducts are exactly like the bamboo, honestly. I measured the bamboo duct and kind of was inspired by it, and it works really well. Like I did a 23-minute benchy and I'm not running out of cooling. So, but this is running an overvolted 50-15 fan. And yeah, the 3010 is on the side, just like bamboo. So this tool head is going to be going to RC250. It's really compact. There's no build area loss. Still the full 150 build area. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with it so far. So it turned out pretty cool, but it was 2 full days of CAD, probably like 24 hours straight of CAD. Hey James, I'll have the final beta parts today on Discord for all of you. I gotta just orient them correctly, do a quick once over, and I'll zip them all up for all you guys on Discord today. And I will hopefully have a bill of materials, a rough bill of materials with the additions today as well. So, and then yeah, give me some feedback, and then like I say, I'll go to. I'll talk with LDO and stuff like that and whatever. I probably could show you guys because it's not going to happen right now, but I'll grab something. All right, so this version is not going to happen anymore, unfortunately. I'm a little bit sad, but I figured I'm going to show you guys at least a little bit here if I can get this a little bit organized better. I don't even know if I think I might have taken something out of here, but I just wanted to show you this because, yeah, Jason at LDO is incredible. He actually put together this is for Panda Mini, remember. This is a blind joint, space gray Panda Mini frame. So, like I say, I really hope I can get this for RC150 now that I'm much happier with it. But, you know, this is no longer happening, of course, but like, the space gray is absolutely beautiful on this. It's not even, and these are all tapped and ready to go. So, you know, I might convert my OG Panda to these frame just because I have this and it would be such a shame to waste this. But like, I've had this for quite some time, and yeah, space gray, it's an awesome color. So, you know, I will use this, but there's hope that we can get some really cool frames for this that are already ready to go. So, Canrog, if you wanted to at the same time with the CAD, put the holes in for the blind joints. That way the step is all ready so I can send it to companies if they need to see the step file to make a blind joint frame. But yeah, this, I'm definitely going to use this for something. But yeah, this space gray, it's almost like a greenish tinge sometimes. And then it's gray sometimes, and it's probably one of my favorite anodized colors by far. The camera does not do it justice. So I will use this frame for an, you know, OG Panda build or something like that. I still have my original, so, you know. RC250 is still in beta. I want to make some mods to it, some changes to the gantry, I hope. But it is a very functional beta printer right now. I don't think I'm changing anything in the bill of materials. I might actually remove some things from the bill of materials, believe it or not. RC250 is going to be more expensive, absolutely. James, for frame kits, I definitely want black, green, and space gray as the default kind of colors. It's really up to the manufacturer. If Funster makes a kit, it'll be black, most likely. LDO, hopefully we can get green and space gray at least. Of course, we're going to do a green kit. Yeah, Jason's awesome, you know. He sent me a care package of all sorts of stuff, LDO stuff, like a while ago. And I've been using the parts on everything. Like, he sent me these 0.9 motors for this. He sent me some like M5 slide-in nuts, which I needed because I ran out. M5 bolts. He sent me an Orbiter 2, which is on my Panda, or on RC250. Like, ridiculous amount of stuff that's helped me out a bunch. Yeah, a green frame I'm pretty sure can happen. And you'll definitely be seeing a green frame being done. The only disadvantage is the frame's going to be hidden by all the acrylic, but it is what it is. Hopefully, because I can't cut clear acrylic, so my acrylic panels will be black, unfortunately. Unless I can get someone to cut me some clear acrylic. If it's a special frame, like my space gray one or a green frame, I'll pay and I'll get someone to cut me a frame with a laser, a CO2 laser. When I move, hopefully in a couple of years, I would really like to get a CO2 laser so I can cut panels, clear panels. Yeah, LDO is crazy busy. Rook Kit will be coming for sure. But I know that they are busy, absolutely. There's pros and cons to both. Gavani, flying gantry is definitely not performance oriented, but the print quality is fine, and I really like the if your bed is fixed on the bottom, you can run a lot of different beds, right? Ender 3 beds, you know, you're not constrained to a bed. You've got more mounting options. And that's why I wanted RC250 to be a flying gantry printer, is because I get a request all the time from all of you. I want to use an Ender 3 bed, or I want to use a Viper bed, or a Anycubic Chiron bed. You can use whatever bed you want on RC250 because it's so flexible for the mounting. It's a big feature with that printer. Yeah. And lifting a heavy bed is annoying too, and all that kind of stuff. So flying gantry just made sense for that printer, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. But I got to dust it off, and I got to start working on it next week, because this is, like I say, beta of this is done, and you guys will have the files today. I probably won't ever do a CNC. Not in my wheelhouse. I want to buy one though. I want a Carvera really badly so I can make like carbon fiber and aluminum parts. So maybe when my channel's a bit bigger, I'll get one for review or something like that. I desperately do want a Carvera so I can make some cool stuff. And yeah, like on this version of the printer on RC150, you can run as big motors as you want, right? Panda Mini had one motor going up and one motor going down, so I can't stress how much better the gantry is on RC150. Like, there's no point to build Panda Mini at all. Um, you could, if you wanted to keep your Panda Mini frame, if any one of you have a Panda Mini that's built, most of the gantry will absolutely work, no problem. The only thing you need to change is you need to change the holes here for the linear rail because the linear rail will stick in more and you're going to have to get a smaller size. But on the Panda Mini frame, you could definitely run the gantry if you wanted to save the frame or, you know, you didn't need all the build area, but um, yeah, I had to increase the frame by 50 millimeters just because how much the gantry changed. And the plus side is it's a full 150 by 150 now. So Canrog, you should reach out to like just reach out to Sculpt Fun or reach out to Z-Banks. They're like a marketing company. They'll probably send you some sort of diode laser that will cut panels, just not clear ones. Like there's a surprising amount of very small channels that you can cut acrylic. You can cut colored acrylic on diode laser. You can definitely cut colored. You just can't cut clear. So reach out to Sculpt Fun, reach out to Z-Banks, and see if they'll send you a diode laser. Because like I say, there's some tiny channels that have review units. Yeah, I'll put CAD in there for you guys too. Just use the CAD as a reference though. Don't export parts from the CAD because again, sometimes there's two different versions of the CAD that I have. Like there might be one CAD for the tool head, and I might not import that CAD for the tool head into the main one. So, you know, this will give you a really good idea to build the printer, the CAD, but don't export parts from it and print those. Or if you do, it's at your own risk. But yeah, a 20-watt diode or 10, 20, or 30-watt diodes will cut colored acrylic. Put out more videos, Mitsubishi. Got to get those videos out. I'm even slacking on videos. I've been doing live streams and I need to get I've got like a couple videos I need to do. So Voron Zero compared to this PLA video. I've got a Cappy video I want to do. I have a Bamboo Labs X1 update video because I've had it for, I don't even know, almost 2 years now, or I've got like 1,200 hours on it, and I definitely want to make a video on it. I've got lots of videos, so. Yeah, I mean, some cheap aluminum and CNC parts would be great. But yeah, I've got tons of videos that I got to get done this week, like actual dedicated YouTube videos. You know, like I say, a detailed video of Cappy, uh, full official review of the my Bamboo Labs X1 after beating on it for well over a year. I don't even remember how long I've had it now. I got it some in August, Kickstarter August, but I don't know when that was. I don't think that was last year, so it would be coming around 2 years almost. Um, this August will be 2 full years, I think. And I've just printed like crazy on it. But yeah, I've got a lot of YouTube videos coming out. I've been slacking a bit because I've been doing so much CAD. I want to get definitely some more videos out. I also have FL Sun V400 coming for review, so that's coming. Um, very, very surprisingly and very thankful, FlexiSpot is sending me a chair and desk to review, which is amazing. I'm super excited. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be using the FlexiSpot desk for my streaming desk, but we'll see. I don't know which size they're sending me. So yeah, I've got lots of stuff to review. It's great. I have all this free time, so hopefully I can get some more review videos out. And I've got that Creality Falcon laser that I got to review too, and it's not a cheap laser either. No, I believe people have tried to paint acrylic and it won't cut because the laser wavelength still goes right through it. As soon as that first layer is gone, it can't do anything afterwards. So, but it can definitely cut colored and black acrylics. It just can't do clear. And clear is boring anyways, so. Diode lasers are totally fine for cutting black and colored acrylic though. My Sculpt Fun S30 Pro cuts black acrylic and it'll cut any other colors. You might be able to cut tinted. I think you can cut tinted acrylic, but you cannot cut clear. But tinted acrylic, I have seen people cut like tinted red and tinted yellow, and then obviously full matte colors. Diode lasers can do most of the acrylics, just not clears. And they're much cheaper, obviously, than a CO2 laser for the most part. So yeah, I'll cut some panels for this printer once I convert it to a blind joint and I get rid of these corners. So, and then yeah, this obviously still needs like a Bowden outlet in the back. Back here, there's plenty of room though. There's back strip here, but yeah. No tensioners on the motor either. Obviously, tensioners are in the front. Much, much, much better. So I'd like RC150 to have this too. You know, tensioners in the front. There's way more room up here to tension. Like already on the RC150, you're trying to like get an Allen key back here, and I think Joe, you already noticed if the panels are on the back, it's impossible to tension the belts. So a lot of stuff I need to fix. And yeah, 11K, I'm at like 11,300 I think. So on my way to 12, which is great. Crazy how fast that's going. And but yeah, I got to get some more YouTube videos out for you guys, like actual YouTube videos. I have been making some Fusion tutorials, of course, like Canrog's saying, if you want to learn Fusion 360 my way. I have 4 episodes already on Patreon or YouTube memberships if anyone wants to join. We're building a pretty cool printer on there. I'm basically building a printer with all of you. I'll maybe even do some live streams with CAD, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, possibly one of mine's doing that, Joe, but I think it might be the cardboard spool that I was using. I just switched it to a different slot and it was okay. But I think it's either I have cardboard dust in my AMS and it just needs to be cleaned out, I'm pretty sure. Because I was using cardboard spools like just haphazardly and just sending it. So it's probably just cardboard dust in my one AMS slot. But man, for 2 years of use, that's totally fine. More live streams and more videos, Canrog, and you'll get there for sure. Absolutely no problem. It's hard. You got to do a video every day, every week. Every single week you have to do a YouTube video. I did like a YouTube video every week for a really long time and I've been slacking. I want to get back to doing, Sunday videos. But it's difficult when I'm like going crazy on CAD all the time. So, and live streams and stuff like that. But live streaming and videos, your channel will grow, absolutely. Yeah, post your channel, Canrog. Definitely feel free to post your channel as well, because you're doing work on all these printers. So just make some videos and send it. Get the views and don't worry about like polish and production quality. Mitsubishi knows I don't have any of that, and I'm still making videos, so I'm still getting stuff to review, obviously. So yeah, it once you get above that, it's expensive, that size. Yeah, I don't know. I know Steve has done only streams for the most part, and he's got 11K subs or 12K subs or whatever. So Steve builds, that's all he did. Nero mostly does. He does some videos, but he does mostly streams. It's probably slower growth, but it's both of those are still really good. And then of course today shorts, right? You got to do YouTube shorts. I've been slacking on those too. I got to do a YouTube short on this printer for sure. No, shorts are unfortunately pretty important too. So yeah, just don't care so much about the quality and stuff like that. Just do cool videos that you want to make and just send it. So there's Canrog's channel, everybody. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe over to Canrog. He does a ton of work. He's part of the Rollahan design team. He does a ton of work for me, and he did the Rook 2020 and helped me out. Like he'll do panels for this printer, all that kind of stuff. He does tons of mods, so but yeah, just make content. Really, it doesn't matter the content. Streams, shorts, videos, whatever you like. And yeah, this Rolocube that we were printing, this was at 15,000 acceleration and like 200 millimeters a second, I think. I don't remember what I was using in my Orca profile for speeds. 200 outer wall, inner was 300 millimeters a second, and then 270 infill, 200 top. So pretty snappy. Probably should be around 20K Excel though to really get all of the quality or all of the use out of that. But that's not my daily driver printing profile. I would slow it down probably a little bit for printing normally. Yeah. You probably have it caked of carbon dust or cardboard dust. Just needs a good cleaning. I'm pretty positive that's what mine is too. The roller just doesn't move as smoothly and it overloads that AMS. I already have a 20. I can get a benchy going. Maybe we'll do a. So let me share my screen for you all. I again won't be able to see any comments, but let me swap this over. Let me view the stream so I can see chat first. All right, and then I will share Orca for you guys, and let's get a benchy. Pretty sure I have benchy on here. So benchy, we are going to, I'm pretty sure I might run out of cooling here, but we're going to take our layer time down to 2. We are going to I want benchy mode. Yeah, 0.5. We're gonna follow the rules. 2 walls, 3 top and bottom, 10% infill, and we are going to do 25K acceleration for most of this. We'll do 10K outer. So first layer's fine, top's fine, travel's fine. I'll do 25K for travel. So let's see what this is going to be. A rough idea of time. So this is 19 minutes. Outer wall's taking a bit of time for sure. Outer wall's probably taking the most of our time because we're only doing 10K and what speed? We're still doing 200. So we'll send this and see how it goes. I haven't really went crazy. Let's get my worked. Oh yeah, laptop, desktop video will be really cool. Definitely do a stream and some videos on that for sure. I also got to play with that yellow display, that cheap yellow display, like $20 display. Maybe I'll put that on the Mini Delta. We'll see how much this shakes my table. I am running camp, of course, so I get a really awesome purge line, way better than skirts. I highly recommend using camp, Clipper Camp, if you want to look it up. I might not have enough cooling for this, but we'll see. This will probably work out to being like a 21-minute benchy or something like that. My first layer is pretty slow too. You could check out the tiny yellow, whatever it's called, screen. They're like $10 in the US, 20 in Canada. I haven't messed with mine yet, but it's right here. It's a good size for the Rook. I haven't played or haven't even taken it out, I don't think. I'm pretty sure my fan's dying actually. So yeah, like this would be a great size for a Rook. And it's really cheap. My fan is like cutting in and out because I'm overvolting like a cheapo. It's not a GDS time fan, it's some cheapo HK fan, or I don't even know what the heck it is, but it is dying a slow death because I don't think my slicer's set for adjusting the fan speed. It should be 100% across the board. I think my fan's just dying. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my fan is dying. I got a new one coming today though. 24 volt GDS time, so. Yeah, Clipper screen lets you choose Wi-Fi networks, certainly. So if you get a Big Tree Tech screen, that is obviously way better. But for the price, that's pretty neat. Check out Teaching Tech's video, Joe. Teaching Tech I don't see, small yellow screen it's called, and it runs, it's got like an interface you can run over Wi-Fi. It's pretty cool. It won't run CanRog if I set the max power any lower, unfortunately. Yeah, 12 volts at 24. I run GDS time like that all the time, but this fan is not having it. It's seizing up pretty good. Somehow, though, the cooling is still pretty good. Nothing's even curving. I don't know how that is. But it's cutting, it's not even running right now. It should be running full speed. Work, HBot, I really like it too. I'm gonna be bringing out an HBot printer sometime. People don't like it because it doesn't have tension on both sides, because it doesn't have two belts. I don't think that's a huge deal for most people's print speed, but HBot is pretty cool, and I do want to do like something with HBot. I'm not gonna say, but I've got an idea. I've got a design in my head that I'll be working on. I've never built one. I know someone on our Discord built one, and I've seen the the review of it, but I don't know. Are there any advantages of it versus like building just a Voron 2.4 instead? It runs RepRap or something, doesn't it? And I don't even want to touch that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of HBot laser engravers, but yeah, I would never make one, but I do want to make an HBot printer for sure. I've got a really awesome idea for one, so that'll be later though. I've got a lot of printers to make before then. RC150 and Mini Delta are my current printers that I'm going to be doing. I don't know, this printer's like going up and, or the fan is going louder, and it's not dying completely, it's just doing weird stuff. I don't know what the heck. Yeah. We have a little bit of rough cooling on the bow now because I literally have no cooling fan spinning. But the printer's so smooth even at this speed. Like, we're doing 25K XL. A 20K acceleration for a lot of it. 10K for the outer. I'll let the benchy finish even though the fan is definitely dead. I do want to add a little RGB though underneath the little opening there, just a little NeoPixel, just to give a bit more illumination because it's kind of hard to see the nozzle right now, which kind of sucks. Yeah, that cooling fan is on its way out. Now it's running at full speed. Now it's off. There goes the Rolo Cube. I don't know. It's dying very, very slowly. But I actually think my Amazon package is here. So I have a GDS Time 24 volt, like literally upstairs waiting for me to put on this printer. So, but like I say, I want to get you guys the files and kind of a bill of materials for you and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it could be a loose wire. I don't think it's the wiring, but I think it's just running this fan at 24 volts when it only wants 12 is just the bearing and the actual motor is so hot. I think it's just seizing up, then it's cooling down a little bit and then it's running again. Shockingly, this boat doesn't look that bad for literally not having a fan. I don't even remember where this fan was, like what printer it came from. Yep, she's cooked. But GDS time fans generally will run overvolted pretty easily. I just didn't have any. And the fan, I can't run it any more than 100%, otherwise it doesn't run. So if I take the fan to like 50%, it doesn't run at all. So it did its job. I'll replace it with a much better fan. It is somewhat cooling the part. Unless, I don't think I messed anything up in my slicer. Yeah, fan speed's at 100%, layer time's at 2 seconds. I'm not changing for anything, so. But yeah, who's excited for RC150 files? I'll get those guys, I'll get that out for you guys today on Discord. I'll just, orient them for all of you and make sure there's nothing weird in there, like old files that shouldn't be in there anymore and stuff like that. And I'll get you a fresh zip file. So you can all print this out and play around with it. I'm sure a lot of you are going to have comments or questions on how to get this Z to work because it's very unique. I have not seen it on any other printer. Yeah, RC250 next week, I promise. I'll start working on it at least. Oh, yeah, I'm running a GDS time on my breakneck. Awesome, Nuno. Can't wait to see your build. So basically for the Z, once you assemble the Z, you essentially have to loosen both pulleys on each side, level the bed, and then while it's level, you have to tighten the pulleys to get it flat. So it's a little bit interesting. You gotta basically have a block or a spacer to level it out, or you can eyeball it, get it close, and then you fine tune it with the screws. But ask on Discord if you have any questions or anything like that. The fan's still kind of running. Not until I'm comfortable with it out of beta. It won't be on printables for a while. On Discord, I will put the beta files on Discord, but not on printables. Definitely, if you're not, join my Discord and you can get the files. true Z-tilt needs 3 motors. So it's missing a motor and it would need a bigger main board. So either someone will make a triple Z mod for this, or I'll end up making one and you'll have to buy a bigger main board for this printer. You need 3 motors to do true Z-tilt. Yeah, single Z mod will be awesome. Canrog, I know, will do that, and that will work perfectly fine. There's no issues with that, but yeah, there's no tilting at all on this. You don't even need a probe. You can put an end stop on the bottom and just probe there, or use that as your Z end stop. You do not need a probe on this printer. But it would be very easy to just make a Trident Z for this. Just take the Trident triple Z and put it on here. There's lots of room. You could still fit the power supply in the bottom, I'm sure. But this bed is way better than Panda Mini. Like, the Panda Mini bed with like the springs and all that kind of stuff, this is so much better. This bed does not move at all in any direction. And the 4 belts supported in all 4 corners, and it only uses 2 motors. It's 150 by 150. This printer, that's why it has the name RC150. It's a 150 build area printer. Yeah, dual Z tilt is fine, but that doesn't give you a fully level bed. You still would need springs. So yeah, Cappy has it, but Cappy has to have it because it has belted Z on each side, and you gotta level the X. So it's much more important for Cappy. Yeah, James, this version of the bed is so much better. It's not even funny. No, it's 4 belts. It's all belted Z. You'll see when I release the CAD. This is a very unique Z. I will absolutely say that, but yeah, it's 4 individual belt loops, but they're not independent. But if you had 3 lead screws and 3 motors, this definitely could be rigid mounted. The bed could be just bolted right to the frame, the bed frame, and you could do true clipper Z-tilt with the probe. So I'll either make a mod for that, or someone will make a mod for that, I'm sure. James, I would go just use 3 motors. Just literally take the Trident Z and put it on this. It would be very, very easy. You do need to move this back bar up 8 millimeters. So the gantry will move up 8 millimeters, and then you can put a 250 millimeter, or just cut a 2020 to fit back here, and you can easily run 3 motors with 3 lead screws. Yeah, all you need is 3 points to make a level plane, so. I don't know how this is finishing with this fan dying, but it's shockingly not horrible. I don't know what our time is going to be, but what are we at here? 18 minutes right now, and at 85%. So I'm saying 21 minutes for this benchy. Yeah, build this RC150 how it is, and then yeah. Think about mods. I hope a lot of people mod this printer. Like I say, I would really love for there to be kits made for this so everyone can have fun building it. It's a pretty cool size, and it's a pretty unique printer. So And if I had to do it all over again, honestly, I would just use linear rails for the Y. I wouldn't use rods. I think these are ruining my graph. If anyone wants to see the input shaper graph, it's on my Discord right now. It's not horrible, it's not amazing, but it's probably one of the better graphs that I've had. I don't really care too much about the graph, but it's on my Discord if you want to see it. Yeah, triple Z too would also, there'd be more room in the bottom, so you could move the power supply into the middle. You'd have more room for cables and stuff like that. There's definitely pros and cons to it. But lead screws, they're bent a lot of times, backlash sometimes. You got to get couplers, they can wobble. Nothing's perfect, that's for sure. Yeah, I have a ticket system on Discord, James. You can do a mod ticket, and I'll add it to the official RC150 collection once this is on printables. This printer will go on printables once it's out of beta. Once I get a little more feedback from all of you and like everything works well and stuff like that. Yeah, triple Z with belts. The problem is though, you have very little room for tensioners. That's why, like, the tensioners here are very annoying. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's the biggest problem with triple Z with belts. You got to have tensioners, idlers, bearings, like it adds more. Lead screw, one screw and a coupler, you're done. But yeah, hopefully this evening I'll get the parts all organized for you guys, and you can start printing. And I'll just kind of whip together a quick bill of materials for you. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Like the Z works really well, but it's a pain in the ass. I will say. There's like no room for tensioners here. Like this is almost touching the motor. No, it'll carry over. It's Panda and RC250 are going to be the same serial wise, so it'll carry over. Work, you got to do both. Buy a K1, although I heard the K1C is garbage, but buy a P1P or a P1S or something like that, and then build your own printer. You got to have two. You got to have both of them. I heard the K1C is garbage, though, which is not surprising. Oh, there we go. The fan is quiet. So how was this official? 22 minutes. So 22-minute benchy with no cooling fan. Actually shocking how well this looks for having no cooling fan, but that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today, was show off the new 5015 toolhead fan. If you guys want to run that, and you don't even have to buy these, you don't even have to use these at all if you don't want to. Show it printing. I'm happy with the parts. I think it's miles better than Panda Mini. I'm 50-50 on the bed. Like I say, it works very well. It's way better than Panda Mini, but I don't know. I could go either ways, but this is probably where I'll end the stream here. Defiant is going to be after the Mini Delta, I think. There's not a whole lot of people wanting Defiant content or an update to Defiant. It's under the table here. I do want to make some videos on it. I mean, honestly, I'm just going to update the belt tensioning on it. It already works really well. I just need to put better tensioners on it. Clean the bill of materials up a bit. You know, Bamboo Labs hot end would save a ton of money. Cheaper extruder would save a ton of money. Maybe get it under 900 bucks. So no rush on Defiant. But yeah, I think this is beta finished. So RC250 next week. And then once RC250 gantry is better like this, Mini Delta. So thanks everyone for joining the stream. I had a lot of fun, and I'm very happy that this printer is working. There is no probe mount for this for Clicky. I'm using Cartographer, so you guys will have to get a Z end stop on the back here or on the side or something if you want to do an end stop, or just whip up a quick Clicky mount. I'll give you the step files and stuff like that. So yeah, P1S is proprietary firmware, but if you just want a printer that works, there's nothing out there that even comes close, in my opinion. My Bamboo Labs printer, I've never ever had an issue with that printer. So that's why I say have both. Have just a tool that you click print and build a printer, customize it, tune it how you like. It's great to have both. This printer wouldn't exist without Bamboo Labs because I printed all of them on my X1. So, but thanks everyone for watching, and appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next weekend for a live stream. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe we'll do some RC250 stuff. Maybe Cappy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But thanks everybody. I'll catch you guys on Discord.